Jay here, Stretford Paddock. Yes, Joshua Zirkzee has been announced official. It is all official now. Here we go. He's past here we go. He's a Manchester United player. You probably saw the announcement about 30 minutes ago where the club sort of said, oh, in 30 minutes, there was a little bit. What was the cryptic? It said, just zaying. Yeah, very good that from Manchester United with the J and the Z, or the Z, as we say in Eccles, highlighted. Now it's been announced. There's a lovely picture of him on the Manchester United website wearing his new Snapdragon-sponsored Manchester United kit, holding a football, looking all every bit the Manchester United player with the City backdrop, the Manchester City, as in the city of Manchester, not Manchester City, the football club. No, the city of Manchester sort of skyline behind him. Looks the part. He is the part now. He is a part of Manchester United. So we're going to have a little bit of a reaction, a little bit of a chat. I want you all to get involved. We've spoken about Joshua Zirkzee quite a while, but it all feels a little bit weird because, I don't know, I feel like we've sort of made light work of this. He was at the Euros. We couldn't get it done until he finished the Euros. He finished the Euros about 4 days ago. And now he's confirmed. It's not like there's been any wrangling, any sort of protracted negotiations. We've made him into a Manchester United player. Now, to be honest, if I can just be a little bit, not negative, but a little bit pragmatic, we should be able to get this deal done relatively quickly. I think the fee was what United were willing to pay and what Bologna wanted. I think there was a buyout clause, which we said, I think we're not going to pay the full buyout immediately. We'll pay a bit more so we can stagger the payments around 42 million euros, around that mark. So it's not huge amounts of money. It's doable. He was obviously keen to come to Manchester United. The club wanted him. He wanted it. The money was there. It was a bit of a tap-in. But I'm not going to sort of take it for granted because we've had tap-ins before at Manchester United where you think it's a simple deal. You think we're going to get a player for a relatively easy price, and then we don't end up signing him. We end up waiting until it's like the deadline day itself, or we let him go to someone else and then buy him off them for £100 million about 2 seasons later. So it is sort of good to see. It is good to see this deal getting done without any drama. Happy days. We've got him in. Hopefully, he's the first of many. I want you guys to get involved in the chat in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. We've all expected it, so let me know what you think. Gavi TV says, hi, Jay, love the jacket. Does a certain shouty man with a beard sell people? I shouldn't wear this, right? Because this was like, I think this is one of Stretford Paddock FC, which has nothing to do with this channel other than the fact Stephen Howson owns part of this channel and owns that channel. It was, I think this is their old kit, and Steve was... He had one spare upstairs and I nicked it basically because I like it. Robert Tater says Delict's next. Hopefully, that would be a good signing for me. I've spoken about Matthias Delict's quite a lot on this channel. Would like to see him come. Phil Berry says that tracky top is champion, Jay. Witterbird Vicky says, well, hey, how is everyone? Love that we've got a big tall forward, says Iro Keshi. Yeah, hit that like button, please, people. Smash a like, please. Let me know what you think. I want to hear what you think. Should we get into a little bit of sort of the boring stuff with Joshua Zirkzee? And then we'll get into the announcement stuff as well. Let's just go into some sort of, you know, all the boring, oh, here's what he does, here's what he's about, all that jazz. So the player profile stuff, shall we say. So obviously he's come from Bologna, 23 years old. We didn't get to see any of him, did we, at the Euros? I was hoping we would see a bit of him, but we didn't. He got about, I think, was it 28 seconds against England? Very good 28 seconds, by the way. I can tell from those 28 seconds he's going to be one of the best players you've ever seen. But, yeah, you couldn't really tell much, could you? In Serie A, here's his record. 57 games, 13 goals, 7 assists. So, a little bit better than 1 in 3 for a goal involvement. The Jupiler Pro League, which is that's the Belgian league, isn't it, I think? I hope so. I'm getting that completely wrong. Yep. His record there is 32 games, 15 goals, 8 assists. So very good. He's got a pretty good return on it. He's not prolific. I think we all know that. We've known that since we bought him. Oh, since we bought him. We only bought him 7 minutes ago. Since we've been sort of talking about him, everyone who's discussed it, every time we have a live or we have a chat or he's on the transfers live or he's on the news, whenever we have a discussion with you guys, everyone kind of says the same thing. We all say the same thing and you guys say the same thing. He's not prolific. He's not a guy who gets loads and loads of goals, but he's a very good player to watch. I've seen going to sound terrible now. I've seen clips. Clips don't say the full story. Gabriel Obertan looked mint on clips. But from when I've sat down and watched any sort of, extensive footage of Zirkzee, you can tell he's a good footballer. He's a good player to watch. He passes the eye test, as the kids say. His goal-scoring record is patchy. Yeah, patchy maybe he's been a bit harsh, but I think we have to be honest. In 22-23 season, in Serie A, 19 games, 2 goals. That's not great, is it? Season before, he scored a load of goals for Anderlecht in the Belgian league. This last season just gone, he scored 12 goals in 37 appearances, 11 of which came in Serie A. So he can find the back of the net. He's good on the ball. He can run with the ball. If you ever seen, he can pick up the ball. He can turn. He can run with it as well. For a big lad, he's good with his feet, as they like to say, and it's true. So he ticks a lot of boxes, and it makes sense to me. I didn't think we were going to go out. Now, I'll get to this in a minute. I'll get to Antonio in a minute. I didn't think we were going to go out and spend 100 million on a striker this summer. Don't think we've got it. I think we've got this budget we've got to work with. I still think Rasmus Højlund is going to be the first choice. So I always felt it was going to be someone who was either going to come in and maybe compete with him, or more than likely be a backup to him. Now, you ain't going to go out and spend 100 million on someone who isn't guaranteed to be a starter, a striker, especially when we need strength in other areas. If we only needed a striker, if we had enough centre-backs, enough midfielders, everything was hunky-dory, then we could go out and spend £100 million on a striker, but we haven't. We've got a lot of strengthening to do. We really do. Dimiz Mob says we have 2 big strikers. Whitterbird Vicky says, Jay, can you imagine if England won and Argentina win as well, both having a pair of United players? That would be great. I ain't going to lie to you. I'd love to see Lisandro Martinez and Alejandro Garnacho win for Argentina. I'd love to see Luke Shaw win for England. I'm more about Kobbie Mainoo, mate. I'm kind of obsessed with Kobbie Mainoo. I just want to see Kobbie Mainoo lifting that Euros trophy. I've been absolutely made up for the kid. He's had a phenomenal career so far. He really has. He played his part in that FA Youth Cup win. Let's not forget that. It always gets dismissed. It's a big deal for Manchester United in the FA Youth Cup. It's a big part of our heritage. Played his part in that. Bides his time getting into the bides his time. He didn't have to wait very long. Has that injury though in pre-season after he's fully schooled Declan Rice at the MetLife or the Snapchat? I was getting confused. I think it was at the MetLife. It was in New Jersey. It was there. Absolutely phenomenal 45 minutes. Gets that injury against Real Madrid. You think, oh no, but then he comes back into the team. Amazing performance at Goodison. Great goal at Molyneux. Great goal against Scousers. Great performance against Scousers in the FA Cup. Great performance at Wembley against Manchester City and against a certain Rodri who's going to face today. Gets player of the match, wins the FA Cup. He's also got player of the match in his full international debut as well against Belgium. Goes to the Euros, absolutely smashing it. Just what a phenomenal trajectory. But let's talk a little bit more about Joshua Zirkzee, because if we start talking about Kobbie Mainoo, then unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, we're going to be here all day because it's a topic that I could just waffle on for hours. I'll go through the official announcement, Comunicado Oficial, from the club by Communications Department, it says on the Manchester United website. Manchester United is pleased to confirm that Joshua Zirkzee has joined the club subject to registration. The Dutch forward has signed a contract until June 2029 with the option to extend for a further year. Zirkzee, the 23-24 Serie A Under-23 Player of the Year, was Bologna FC's top goal scorer last season, helping his team qualify for the UEFA Champions League. The 23-year-old Netherlands international earlier won 6 trophies during his time with Bayern Munich. I didn't even mention that, did I? He was at Bayern Munich. Yeah, when he was younger, there you go. You probably didn't know that anyway. Upon signing, Zirkzee said, having had discussions with the manager and the leaders of the club, I know how exciting the future is going to be here, and I cannot wait to play my part in achieving success for Manchester United. I am a player who has always dedicated everything to winning. I'm ready for this next challenge to go to another level in my career and win more trophies. It is a privilege to join such an iconic club. I have to take a short break now after being with the national team, but I'll be coming back ready to make an impact straight away. Also got a quote here from Dan Ashworth, Manchester United sporting director. We had to wait to get him. We've got him. He's not been messing about, has he? Securing a forward to enhance our already strong group of attacking players was a key aim for this summer. We are delighted that we've managed to sign a player of Joshua's calibre this early in the transfer window. Joshua is an outstanding talent who is ready to make an impact for Manchester United. His ability and desire to grow into a world-class player means that he will be a great addition to the squad that we are building for the exciting season ahead and beyond. Having already achieved a significant amount in his career, we will provide Joshua with the perfect platform to reach the next level. Under the guidance and support of Erik ten Hag and the coaching staff, we look forward to see Joshua thrive at Old Trafford over the coming years. And then he goes on to say, 21 is coming, mark my words. All right, I might have made that last bit up. But yeah, He's saying the right things. Joshua Zirkzee saying the right things. It feels like a sensible transfer. Manchester United don't tend to do sensible transfers. We tend to spend over the odds for players that are either past it or not quite up to scratch. This guy seems like we want someone we want in the squad. The manager wants him. The sporting director, everyone seems to be on the same page. We'll have to wait and see. Saka, aka the Devil, says Benny McCarthy contract ran out 1st July. He's left the club yet. Benny McCarthy has left the club. We know that Ruud van Nistelrooy, I've almost forgot his name then. One of my favourite every Manchester United players, Ruud van Nistelrooy's come in. We've also got Rennie Hackers coming as well. There's been a bit of a change. I think, is it Van der Gaaga's gone? There's been all sorts of changes in the backroom staff, but the main thing is that Erik ten Hag is staying. It's what I wanted. I thought he deserved a chance to work under INEOS, and he's certainly got that. Joe Donnelly says, Jay, my missus is watching here, sat behind me. Say hello to her. Erica Donnelly. Hello, Joe and Erica. What's going on with Evra? Says Saka. aka the Devil. I'm not sure. I saw some stuff on Evra. I need to have another look to remind me because my memory is shocking. By all means, get involved in the chat in the comments and let me know what you think. Make sure you are hitting that like button. Make sure as well, if you're not doing already, you have subscribed to the channel. Jace Pag says, evening, Jay, they licked me up. That should be the next one. You think, look, judging on what is going on at Manchester United, my sort of prediction, and I'm not insightful or ITK, or I've not got any revelations here because I think everyone's sort of saying the same. Was Zirkzee would get done first, which obviously has done. Then I expected De Ligt to get done. I think there's movement there that looks like it's all happening. I know there's some Bayern Munich fans aren't too enamoured with the idea of him leaving the Allianz Arena, but it looks like Bayern Munich are ready to sell him and he's ready to come to Manchester United. They've already got a load of centre-backs in Diop and Meccano, in Kim Min-jae. They're also chasing Jonathan Tah as well, so they're happy, and I think he wants to come. That looks like it's going to get done. Then possibly Manuel Ugarte. That one is a little bit less set in stone. We also want to see what is going to happen with Sofyan Amrabat, because I don't think it's done that he's not coming back. Cillian Wallace says, love the kitchen redesign, Jay, mate. Yes, I was in the kitchen this morning and I've come to the studio, but I was here on my own, and I don't bore you with the details, but I just did a quick live here using my laptop. Ryan Goodwin says, hair's looking shiny, Jay. IA says, worried about the philosophy. Hit that like button, please, people. Get involved in the comments. Dan Burgess says, would love to see Ugarte at United. Brian Casey says, Ugarte on loan, Rabiot on a free, and Amrabat for 13 million. And our midfield is sorted for peanuts. Glenn F says, afternoon, Jay, bro. Yeah, I mean, we could potentially get some players in. The thing is, right now, it's easy and it's all well and good getting players in that are low cost. Yeah, getting players in that are cheap, that we haven't brought the bank for him, mint, if they're good enough. Because you could go out and spend 100 million on 10 players and none of them will be good enough. And you haven't got you anywhere. So we need to make sure we're bringing the right players in. Now, the one with Sofyan Amrabat is a weird one because by and large, his United career massively underwhelmed. He had a very good performance, though, in the FA Cup final. I thought a few games leading up to that, he played quite well. Do you give him another chance? Do you say, look, we've seen enough there that if we can get him for a reasonable price, bring him back in? Or do you just say, forget him, he weren't good enough, let's go and get someone else? I'd actually have Amrabat back at Manchester United. I would. I know I'm in a minority, but I would. I don't care. The FA Cup final performance alone was enough for me to give him a deal. Also, I think from a player that has got a decent ceiling, we know he is capable of playing well for Manchester United. To get him for what's been quoted around 10 million quid, for me, feels like a bit of a no-brainer. You may disagree. Colin says, what are his wages? Waste management consultant says, no. So no, I know I'm on the minority with Sofyan Amrabat. I don't pretend any otherwise. What are his wages with Joshua Zirkzee? That is a good question. Let's see if we can get a little bit of an update there. Even I don't think they'll be that high because I think he was. I don't think he's on mega money at Bologna because they're not one of the heavy hitters, are they? With in Italian football, I think they got into fourth and they got into Champions League, and it was like they sort of overachieved. Thiago Motta got his move to Juventus, and now you're seeing some of the players that helped him get there getting moves as well. Joshua Zirkzee was their top scorer; he's getting a move. I'll have to have a look on the wages front. There's not really much info at a minute. I wouldn't expect him to be one of the club's top earners. I mean, you look at some of the big earners. I think Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and that's going to leave a bit of a funny taste in the mouth. Two of the top earners at the club. I'm not sure who else would be up there. You'd imagine Casemiro's still at the club, obviously. He's going to be one of the top earners. The top earners at Manchester United are around 300 and 350 grand a week. I don't think he'll be anywhere near that. I think he'll be on, it's not like pennies, but I'm guessing it'll be around the 200k, maybe even a little bit less mark. INEOS obviously wanting to do this deal, so it's a deal that makes sense for PSR and all the rest of it. I think the exact fee is 35.3 million quid. That's the deal for the fee. Wages on top of that, you'd imagine it being around roughly around £1 million a week, a month, sorry, something like that, 12 million-ish a year. I mean, that can vary, can't it? But that's usually or what I'd expect for a signing to come in and get. I don't think we're going to throw loads of money at this kid and go, right, you know, you're going to be earning sort of 350 grand like we have done in the past. Steve Owen says, just sign someone better. IA says, any signings from Spain this year? We'll have to wait and see. Paul D says, first time in a decade that I'm actually excited for the new season. Desert Storm says, I think a lot of fans warmed to Amrabat towards the end of the season. He put in a few good performances. Yeah, I'm the same. I warmed to him towards the end of the season, and I'm that fickle that just that performance against Manchester City in the FA Cup final is enough to make me want to get him and keep him. But I know, like I said earlier, it's a different story. Let me know in the comments who you think will be next, who you want to see next. Does it have to be Mercedes Delete? We lost Willie Camboire. Say we lost him. It sounds a bit melodramatic. He's not dead. We sold him to Villarreal yesterday. I think that's almost all but done. So we've actually got 2 fewer defenders now going into this season with Rafael Varane and Willie Camboire leaving than we had at the end of last season where we didn't have enough. So we have to sign some centre-backs. Now, there was talk of the Licks, there's talk of Lenny Yoro, that could still be happening. Even Jared Branthwaite isn't a definite no. So we'll have to wait and see there what is going on, because Manchester United cannot afford to go into the new season with fewer defenders, fewer centre-backs than we had last season. We didn't have enough last season. We all know that. So we need some more centre-backs. That is what we need right now. And if that's the Licks, great. But we also need others. I don't think you can just go and buy Matthijs de Ligt. He's also got a few question marks around him injury-wise as well, let's not forget. You have to bring in more than just one player at centre-back position. You've got to bring in at least 2. Because we've lost 2. We didn't have enough anyway. I know we've given Johnny Evans a contract extension, which I'm glad to see. How many games he can play, I don't know. I think injuries caught with him a little bit last season, didn't he? He missed a few games for injury. Camboire's gone. Varane's gone. Martinez hopefully can stay injury-free or certainly play more games than he played last season. Harry Maguire, we don't know what's going to happen with him. Is he going to want to move if he's not first choice? Maybe. Victor Lindelof, there was talk of Victor Lindelof going to Fenerbahce. I'd be happy with that one if we bring in some defenders, though. We can't afford to let anyone. I don't think Victor Lindelof's good enough anyway. I've been saying this for about 12 months, but we do need to bring in reinforcements before we just start selling loads of players. Maybe that's the plan, though. Maybe it's like, look, we're going to let the likes of, Donny van der Beek and Willie Camboire. Van der Beek's gone as well, and Willie Camboire, we're going to let him go, and then we'll bring in some more players. It looks like United are very conscious of PSR or FFP, as it used to be called. I'm going to wrap it up there. We're going to be back later on with the watch-along for small matter of England versus Spain. When I say the watch-along for England versus Spain, it's more the watch-along for Kobbie Mainoo, to be honest with you. Kobbie Mainoo lined up against Rodri. Maybe as well Luke Shaw could get a game. He obviously played a little bit of a part in the last couple of games for England. So we're back for that. Make sure if you're not doing already, you are hitting like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm J Motty. This has been a bit of breaking news. Joshua Zirkzee is a red. Thanks for watching.